The early morning sun was just rising over a quiet street in Ohio when the door of Maple Street Diner swung open. The smell of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon filled the air. Inside, a few regular customers sat at the counter, chatting with the cooks. Waitresses moved between tables, balancing plates of pancakes and eggs. To anyone walking in, the diner looked like the perfect small-town breakfast spot. But one man walking through the door that morning wasn't there for breakfast alone. He was there to find the truth. The man wore faded jeans, an old flannel shirt, and a worn baseball cap pulled low over his eyes. No one recognized him, but 10 years earlier he had built this diner with his own hands. His name was Michael Harper, and he was the owner. Over the past few months, Michael had started hearing strange complaints. Customers saying they were ignored, online reviews mentioning rude service, and one message that stuck in his mind: they only treat you well if you look rich. Michael didn't believe it at first. Maple Street Diner had always been about something simple: treat everyone like family. But the complaints kept coming. So that morning, he decided to see the truth for himself. He slid quietly into a booth near the window. A waitress walked by carrying coffee. She glanced at him briefly, then kept walking. Michael waited. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Customers who came in after him already had menus and coffee, but no one had spoken to him. Finally, a server approached his table. Her name tag read Tina. She looked at Michael from head to toe. His worn clothes, his old boots, the baseball cap. Her expression immediately changed. "What do you want?" she asked flatly. Michael smiled politely. "Just some coffee and the breakfast special." Tina crossed her arms. "Kitchen's busy." Michael glanced around. Half the tables were empty. "Oh," he said calmly, "I don't mind waiting." Tina shook her head. "You might want to try the gas station down the street," she said. Michael blinked. "Excuse me? We get paying customers here," she said bluntly. "Not people looking to sit around all morning." A few customers at nearby tables looked over awkwardly. Michael kept his voice calm. "I'm a paying customer." Tina sighed loudly. "Look, I've worked here long enough to know who's serious and who's not." Michael slowly stood up. "So you're refusing to serve me?" Tina shrugged. "Pretty much." The diner had gone quiet. Even the cook behind the counter was watching. Michael reached into his pocket. Tina rolled her eyes. "Unless that's $100, it's not gonna help." Michael placed a small card on the table. "Not money. A business card." Tina glanced at it casually, then froze. The card read, "Michael Harper, owner Maple Street Diner." Her face turned pale. "What?" she whispered. Michael removed his cap. "I built this diner 10 years ago," he said calmly. The entire restaurant had gone silent. The cook stepped closer. "Wait, you're the owner?" Michael nodded. "And I just sat here for 15 minutes without being greeted." Tina looked like she couldn't breathe. "I didn't know." Michael raised his hand gently. "That's the problem." He looked around the diner. "You shouldn't need to know." The customers were watching closely now. Michael continued. "This diner was built on one rule." He paused. "Everyone who walks through that door deserves respect." Tina's voice trembled. "I'm sorry." Michael looked at her quietly. "Are you sorry because of what you did?" He tapped the business card. "Or because of who I am?" Tina didn't answer. The silence said everything. Michael turned to the other staff. "I didn't come here to embarrass anyone." He looked back at Tina. "But refusing to serve someone because of how they look?" He shook his head. "That's not what this place stands for." Tina lowered her eyes. Michael took a breath. "Today will be your last shift here." A few customers gasped softly. Tina nodded slowly, realizing there was nothing she could say. Michael then turned toward the counter. "Coffee, please." The cook quickly poured him a fresh cup. "On the house," the cook said nervously. Michael smiled. "No," he said. He placed money on the counter. "I'm just another customer today." The cook nodded respectfully. As Michael sat down again, the diner slowly returned to life. But everyone there understood something they wouldn't forget. Sometimes the quiet man in the corner booth, the one people overlook, is the person who built the whole place. And sometimes, respect matters more than breakfast.